K'nyawmupoe. K'nyawmupoe means Karen girl. Karen is an ethnic group in Thailand and Burma.
And that has everything to do with your life
Yes.
story.
Sure.
Right? From what you told me, you spent the first 14 years of your life in a refugee camp. Tell me this story from the very beginning.
So my parents are the Karen ethnic group from Burma in Thailand. So because of the civil war between the Burmese military and the Karen people, they had to flee, so they couldn't live in their villages anymore. So they had to run, and they were hiding in jungles, and then went back to their village. And for a long time, they couldn't stay there, so they had to move. So they moved to the border of Thailand and Burma, and there I was born and raised for 14 years.
Did you have any siblings?
Yes, I have 3 older siblings, 1 brother and 2 sisters.
They're older. How many were born in the refugee camp with you?
2.
2 of them? And the other 2 were small kids when they had to flee.
Exactly.
So who did you grow up around?
I grew up around a lot of other kids, Korean kids. So we spent a lot of time in the river, play outside, because we didn't have access to internet or any TV or electricity. So grew up, play outside most of my life.
What did your parents teach you? I mean, any values that helped to shape you?
For sure, my mom is a very hardworking person. So growing up, she taught me to work hard, to be honest, and to be generous. I don't know if you knew this, but my dad was gone when I was 7 months old, when I was an infant. So I've never met my dad because we lived in the refugee camp, and we were not allowed to leave the camp. So my dad needed the money for the family because we were all kids in. So he went out to find a job, and he got arrested by the Thai police, and he was put in jail, and he never came back. So I grew up with my mom and my aunt.
So what happened to your dad in jail?
We don't know what happened. Before he went to jail, he had a tuberculosis. He was really sick, but then he got treated. But then he went and found jobs, and he didn't come back.
Did you actually try to get news from him?
No, because Thailand, back then they were very strict. You gotta have a paper to enter, the city, because we lived in the very remote, like in the forest basically. So we had no way of entering the cities because we didn't have any paperwork. So if my dad, it was like illegal immigrant, he was entering the space, and he was arrested and never came back. So my mom tried connected to other people, but no phones or anything. So back then they communicated through letter. So it didn't get her anywhere.
So your mom ended up raising you and 4 kids in total.
Yes.
You and all your 3 siblings.
Well, 1 died of malaria.
Really?
Yeah.
How old was he or she?
The baby was 2 months. So my mom went through a lot.
And she passed that experience on to you because you were witnessing all the pain that your mom was going through. Did you feel any bitterness or fear?
Fear for sure. When I lived at the camp, I was always wondering where my dad was. And, I remember when I was 3 or 4 years old, we had the Thai police surrounded the area, and every night they would shoot out of nowhere. And I remember we were so scared.
Just harassing you.
Yeah, we were so scared. And but my mom, she would always tell us stories, and that made us feel calmer. So
do you remember any of those stories?
Yeah, I do remember some of them.